Three, two, one. Welcome to the podcast, guys.
What's up? How's it going?
Hola.
So, this is a podcast called, what do we call it? The 607 Podcast. And we have here with us the Risible Shark, Sirpenguilot, and Basurabomber.
What's up?
Air horns, baby.
And we got the Syntheticdolphin.
And I am Syntheticdolphin. So we're gonna have the Risible Shark. Well, you want to talk a little bit about your name? It's actually the Risible.
It's actually Riley. But it's pronounced risible.
Yeah.
Is the word, and it means laughable. That's a good one. So welcome to the podcast. This is a podcast that we're starting. We're four friends who met in college. We want to make sure that we keep in contact with each other, talk through some interesting topics, and make sure we keep checking in on each other in these strange times. So we thought this would be a fun way to do it. I'm Riley, aka Risible Shark.
I'm Matt. I'm Sirpenguilot.
Oh, and I am Justin. I am Basurabomber, the trash bomber.
Yeah. So as you guys can tell, we all have aquatic names except for Basurabomber.
Except
So.
I am trash. Trash is in the sea.
There's plenty of trash in the ocean.
Isn't there like a big?
That's so true, dude.
There's like a big, like, pile of trash in the middle of the ocean or something like that.
Yeah.
I think it's actually, it's like all the microplastics are forming like a shell in the ocean,
Yeah.
and they're catching trash and turning it into a giant trash island.
It's called the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. Try
Yes.
saying that 5 times.
I've actually seen, like, there's rivers that enter into the ocean, but people have started putting, like, nets over the pipes to, like, catch all the trash. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I think,
that is a thing. They do that. They do that on docks too now. They have and ships and stuff. There are a few organizations that are doing the nets that you drop and they float, catch stuff. But the real problem, the misconception with this is that it's like the stuff that's floating, which is bad. Like it's not good. But the microplastics, like in toothpaste, is one of the bigger issues. It's like the stuff that you can't really see that you're washing down the drain.
Yeah.
Because it'll bind together and obviously it's really small, and so it'll get in fishes' gills and the places it shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Kills stuff and then turns into trash island.
So, yeah, I mean, I've just been staying home a lot recently. So how have things been with you guys since this COVID-19 has started?
So I actually just got a job right before this whole thing started, so I snuck in there right in time. Especially I've been able to do my job this whole time, so I've been very fortunate about that. But for the most part, I've just been kind of hanging out around here, enjoying the weather and getting outside, trying not to go crazy.
Yeah, I'm the same way, dude. I thought it was really cool at first when I found out my school was gonna be canceled, or well, not canceled, but online. And it was cool for like a week or two. Then I was like, I need to get outside.
Yeah.
What about you, Risible?
It's been good. I mean, it's been what it's been, I guess. They're good. It's just like any other period. They're good and bad things. I think the news and obviously the situation is not good. The reason we're doing this is bad, and I think that weighs on me. And
yeah, it almost feels like a vacation, but it's not.
yeah, I think that's just what weighs on me is I'm enjoying working from home, and I have my job and I'm working from home, which is great. But it is, and I mean, work's also tough because you work with people who don't want to be doing this, and sometimes that can be, you can sense the frustration across the board,
Yeah.
So
Gotcha.
yeah, I mean, not that anybody's being bad. You know, it's just like it's tough when like the people that you work with are, you know, everybody's got something to be upset about normally, but like it's even worse now, you know. So it's just like I think like there's a lot weighing on people, and like I don't know, I sense that. So yeah, I think like that weighs on me, but yeah.
And you haven't been streaming as much recently, even though you might have more time. It seems like.
Yeah, I haven't been streaming as much. Yeah, I mean, I think like it's tough because sometimes I think you just need some personal time.
Yeah.
And you know, as much as like people don't pay attention to my streams, it's like public. Like you have to think about what you're saying. So
yeah,
you know, I don't know. Sometimes, honestly, the weird thing about this whole COVID thing is that I think I've actually had more social time because I'm in the house with other people, and they're forced to be home as well. You know, so it's like
they're like forced to spend time with you.
Yeah, exactly. They're trapped. But it's almost like I need more alone time when I'm like playing games or whatever. Like it used to be like I enjoyed the social aspect of streaming, but now it's like almost overwhelming.
Well, I think you and I are both sort of introverts in that way. Like, we need the alone time to kind of, like, recharge and, like, you know, just have some time by yourself.
Oh, yeah, totally. Yeah, I think we both are.
I think, I know, Matt, you're, like, the same way, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think what happened to me is, leading up to this, I wasn't doing a whole lot of stuff outside, and I was still like being like kind of social, but I noticed that as soon as everything closed down, like the only thing I want to do is like I want to go out, hike, I want to go exercise. Of course, all the gyms were closed, so I couldn't go work out, but I was hiking like every single day, just getting out, but just like go out, listen to music, enjoy the weather, and you know, just feel good. It was really nice.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah, my gym was closed for a long time. They just opened up, but now I guess you have to make reservations like 24 hours in advance or something, and then you have to check in with your phone. And they only let you stay in the gym for an hour at a time, so it's like by the time you get in and like get ready, you know, it's already like 10 or 15 minutes has passed. So yeah, it's definitely pretty weird how businesses are changing, how people are afraid to go outside. It's been kind of crazy.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of things have changed. I think there's some things that have changed that going to be definitely weird to get rid of, but other stuff that might not be too bad. It's kind of nice at the grocery store when you're waiting in line and you don't have to be like right next to the person. Everyone is kind of standing 6 feet apart. You know, it's a little nice to have a little bit of personal space there, but
yeah,
definitely very strange. It's almost weird to see people without masks now out in public.
Definitely. Well, it was weird because there were people with a lot of masks when it first started. Like when it really first started, people were wearing masks, and then I think the government was like, oh, like masks won't protect you from the virus, like that's useless. And then they're like, everyone should wear masks. So then everyone wore masks, and then it started like trickling off a little bit, so people weren't wearing masks. And then now, as of like last week, there is a new order saying that masks are again required in public. And I think we're all in California, so they're shutting down restaurants and casinos, I think. So yeah, it's going back and forth. I feel like no one really knows like what the right solution is. We're just trying to be cautious, which I think is a good thing.
Yeah, and I don't really know what like the right answer is. I mean, it doesn't really seem like anyone is like. Yeah, I don't know.
What about you, Justin? How have things been in you're in like Central California, right?
Worst trade deal ever.
Oh no.
Yeah,
the impressions.
It's honestly been pretty good. Yeah, so me and Matt, we're actually roommates now. We're out here in Pismo Beach, California. I don't know if you heard the seagulls chirping.
We'll add in some seagull sounds.
Yeah, screaming over here. Yeah, just but weather's great. I thought I would have trouble adjusting to this quarantine situation here, but I did not. My company did a great job transitioning to remote work, and there's like 5 members on my team, and we all do a pretty great job of connecting every day, talking to each other, keeping each other on each toes, and making sure that we're not going insane. You know, we have people to talk to every day, which is great, and I think we transitioned very well with remote work, and our company is actually expected to keep this up for the rest of the calendar year. So.
Well, yeah, that's great to hear, dude. That's great.
Nice.
So, I'm actually playing COD right now.
So you want the next topic?
Yeah, let's talk about some COD. Why don't we?
Let's talk about some COD.
So,
what is the best game with the best gun?
best gun in COD. So right now I'm using the, oh my god, it's like the Vector, what is it called? The Fennec. It's like the new DLC weapon. I'm pretty bad with it, I'm not gonna lie. But I'm just trying to level it up.
So is that the best weapon?
No, this is not by far. So the Growl was the best weapon, I believe, for a while, and then it just got nerfed like a couple days ago, as of when we're recording. But I know
look up what these guns are.
I know Matt, you were a big fan of the Growl.
Yeah, I started using the Growl right at the tail end, right before it got nerfed. I think I literally started using it like maybe like a week and a half ago. I mean, I still think it's like a really good weapon. I just don't think it has the range, the damage range that it had before.
Yeah.
But dude, ever since I got the Fennec, I love that thing. I don't know if it'll be good for Warzone.
Oh, controversial take. We've already got a disagreement.
Dude, I just got it leveled all the way up, and there's a special barrel for it. It takes away the muzzle option, but dude, putting that thing on, 40 round clip. Reflex sight, whatever the green sight is that increases your aim down sight, and then
the laser sights.
Yeah, and then one of the underbarrel grips to reduce recoil. That thing is a laser. I love it. Big fan. Haven't tried it out in Warzone, just because kind of like the Growl. I just don't know if it has the damage range. So, I think I'm gonna go back to. I'm gonna try out some other weapons because I wanna see if there's anything else that I really like. But I might go back to playing with the M4A1 again.
Yeah, truly a classic.
Yeah. A modern warfare classic.
Yeah,
truly.
What about you, Riley?
You guys are wrong because it's the AX50 hands down.
We're bringing sniper rifles in here,
dude. You know what? You just freaking get everything on that, all the attachments set to as fast as possible aim down sights. Like, that's just your priority. You get a great mid-range sniper rifle that you can just basically use as a shotgun, where you just quick scope people, one shot, keep moving. Like, it just shreds.
I respect it. What about the HDR though? I mean, I feel like that's a pretty comparable sniper. Like, why?
I think the HDR is the Redditor's answer.
What do you mean by that?
I don't know, it just feels like that's a very it's like a community loved gun, and I just think it's a little overrated, you know?
Okay.
I think it's a little bit of a I think if you can't get the quick scoping down, it's the right answer. Let me put it that way. I think it's a different for a different playstyle. But I think it's overall a weaker gun. It limits you to a singular playstyle more than the AX50.
So you're saying it's harder to run in and quick scope with the HDR versus the AX50?
Yeah, but I think if you're gonna snipe, if you're just gonna snipe, if you're not trying to do anything fucky with it, it's probably a better gun. But right. I need to mess with my. I need to piss people off. my snipers. You know? I'm here to get some rage from.
I
the
love
people I'm
putting
playing
that
against.
the thermal like 12 times variable scope on it, and then just trying to hit people from like 1,000 meters away. That's my
DC,
thing.
that's like better for an HDR though. I would argue.
Yeah, I'm with Angelo on this one.
The
I like it.
850, the ADS. You get it going, it cooks, dude.
Well, man, I feel like you've kind of moved away from sniping in Warzone a little bit.
I mean, I've never really done sniping in Warzone. I've always rolled an AR and then some kind of rocket launcher, because early on I picked up one of those lock-on rocket launchers, and
The Pila.
yeah, I got the Pila and just murked someone in one of those little ATV things, or like 2 or 3 people in there, and it's like, oh, I like this. So ever since then, I've just been doing that. Plus, I mean, in Warzone, personally, I think Ghost is probably one of the most essential things to have. So, as nice as it would be to have 2 primary weapons, I just don't know if I'd be able to give up Ghost.
Yeah, Ghost is an essential in Warzone. I totally agree with you. What about you, Justin? I know you probably don't have as much experience playing Warzone.
Oh,
Maybe.
dude, calling him out.
Hey,
But,
but it's true though.
I know that you're a noob, but let's just ask you anyway.
I'm a noob and I'm proud. But I don't know. I really like using like ARs, like the M4. That gun is super fun.
Yeah, I used the
M4,
M4
man.
for a long time,
Yeah.
and then I
Just
realized
Like customized weapons for the M4 because I was like, I know that gun and it's super fun.
yeah, I feel like any game that has the M4 in, it's a reliable gun. Like, I can't think of a game where the M4 is like trash.
Yeah, definitely.
True.
It's great in CS, so
There you go.
the M4, what is it, the M4A1?
Yeah, Battlefield 4, it's a great, like, middle-of-the-road weapon. Very solid. I think it's just called the M4 in that, but yeah, you get the idea.
It's so funny, if you go on any forum talking about COD, like, you know, Reddit, everyone hates on the M4. They're like, oh, it's like OP, and like, I feel like
Yeah.
they say every gun is OP, so it's like, what are you supposed to use at the end of the day, you know?
Dude, that Modern Warfare subreddit. You know,
Sorry
I love you
if
guys.
any of you are watching. I frequent the subreddit. I don't really
I do
post,
too.
but
It's like I don't frequent anymore because I frequent the Destiny 2 subreddit, and just
Oh,
between
okay.
them, it's just it's complaints about everything. I'm just like, there's too much going on. I can't be stressed about.
I think the number one complaint in the Reddit Modern Warfare subreddit, they always say bring back shipment 24/7 or bring
Okay,
back.
but
But that's
shipment
like-
is now. I'm okay with it, so I agree with them.
I
I used
mean-
to
But
hate it.
it's like how people always want 24/7 Nuketown. It's like the same
Yeah.
thing. People
Yeah.
just want.
That's a good point, actually.
People
When
just
Black
wanna
Ops
level up their
4, when it was the old CODs, did they never did like 24/7 playlists, did they?
I don't think so. No.
I did not play enough Call of Duty before this one to know.
I don't think they did.
Did the old Call of Duties have updated playlists like this? This seems like it's very hands-on.
Well, the old CODs, I don't think you could. You know how in this COD you can select like a bunch of different game modes and then just hit quick play and it finds you a match. I don't think that other CODs did that. So I think you were just stuck to like team deathmatch or one single playlist.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Also, speaking of just the Call of Duty series, we haven't gotten an official Call of Duty announcement yet, have we?
No, we
For
haven't.
the next one.
I've been waiting, man. You know,
Just interesting.
I was almost thinking, and I think we discussed this off podcast a little while ago, that we would be okay if Modern Warfare was the COD for next year, but we all
Yeah.
agreed that even though it's a great game, one of the best CODs, in my opinion, it's just the franchise isn't going to do that. They make way too much money off of each
Yeah,
COD.
they do. They do. It's true.
Yeah.
I would be shocked. I would be happy, but I'd be shocked.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't blame them.
So with games like COD and like Battlefield, like what's your guys' perception of AAA titles in general, like recent?
I think when it comes
do you mean
to the
like?
first,
Sorry. Just to hold on.
Go ahead.
I've got a quick follow up. So to clarify, do you mean like the AAA shooter market, like specifically?
Just like AAA games in
So
general.
you're like talking about like Last of Us, Death Stranding, like.
Yeah, because then I think in like 5 years beforehand, like 5 years before, 5 years ago, AAA titles were kind of viewed as like not that good, and kind of scummy with like EA and like Activision and other companies leading.
Yeah, EA being one of the most hated companies in the world for a little bit there.
Downvoted thing on Reddit. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know if this is what you were going for, but I think you're being more specific to like the AAA shooter like genre. Like I feel like that's just something that's more indicative in general of like the AAA shooters, that they don't come out good and like they're finally good like a year after they're out.
okay, yeah, like Battlefront 2.
Battlefront 2, Battlefield 4, Battlefield 5, Battlefield 1. Wow, there's a lot of EA games in there. Why do I like Battlefield so much?
You know, and I know it's easy to blame the game companies and say, why are they putting out unfinished games and all this stuff, but I think part of it is really the community that's pushing the industry in this way. I mean, you have these people spending hundreds of dollars on microtransactions, and then you wonder why there are so many microtransactions in the game. I mean, at the end of the day, these guys are businesses, and they're going to put in whatever makes money.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy? Like Skyrim and GTA 5, they're still coming out on next-gen consoles. Like,
Yeah.
what? Like, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's almost a joke. Like at this point with Grand Theft Auto, I know when the PS5 was being announced, everyone was super hyped, and I was to hear about Grand Theft Auto 6. But then they showed Rockstar Games and they showed Grand Theft Auto 5 coming to PS5.
It's like, come on, you're just fucking like pulling our balls right there. Come on.
Yeah.
But
Well, all right. So, like, what do you guys think about the new next gen consoles? Like, are you planning on getting one? Do you think one's better than the other?
I mean, yeah, I'm planning on buying the PlayStation 5. And I guess to give a little background, like I got the PlayStation 4 and I've just kind of kept my standard PlayStation 4. I never upgraded to the Pro. And I don't know if they've explicitly said if they're going to have backwards compatibility with PlayStation 4 yet, but one of the big things for me, at least in terms of when I think I'm going to buy it, is if it's backwards compatible, I'll probably buy it pretty close to release, just because in my head, it'll be like my upgrade from the PlayStation 4 standard to like that next level of console.
Yeah, I think it'll be a big jump for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if it doesn't have that, then I'll probably wait.
Yeah, I think I'm a little bit of a non-standard consumer because I will only buy it for specific games. So, like, until the next Persona or Final Fantasy or whatever, like, RPG exclusive comes, I won't buy it. But I will probably, I mean, that's the thing. For me, it's all about the exclusives. Like,
Yeah.
the hardware, like, graphics aren't as important to me. Like, I like nice graphics. I have a PC for nice graphics, you know, but like it's more about the game. So
yeah, at the end of the day, I
know?
think companies now are really focusing on nice graphics because I think that's what sells. You know, you walk into a store and you see a beautiful game. You're just like the casual user is just going to be like, I'm just going to buy that. And I think that's what the Forza franchise did. That was a big model of theirs. I remember when the Xbox 360 first came out, I remember seeing Forza and it looked so good on the 360. And even though I'm not a big racing person, just the jump from that PS2, PS3 gen to PS2 and whatever the original Xbox to that jump was so big that I just wanted to have a device that could utilize those graphics. But at the end of the day, I think, like you said, what's going to keep players coming back is the gameplay and the story and the mechanics. It's not going to be the graphics.
Yeah. I mean, not to knock graphics. I mean, I think they're important, but it is like for me, that's just the driving factor, and pretty much everything I buy in terms of gaming is like, well, there's a game that I am interested in that is on that platform, like be it PC, VR, PlayStation, Xbox, whatever it is. I mean, like that's why I got a 360 is because I wanted to play Halo. You know, I wasn't allowed to when I first got one, but I was eventually able to play Halo. You know, and that's why the whole reason I wanted an Xbox was because I wanted to play Halo. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I remember back in the day, Riley, you and I would play like the original Star Wars Battlefront 2. And, we played that. I mean, that was like the shooter that I played all the way up until I got an Xbox 360.
Yeah, same.
Like, I don't know. I must have played that game for like, because I got my Xbox 360 like right at the end of that generation.
Yeah,
I think I got it like a year or two later. The next gen was coming out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so PS5 versus the Xbox Series X. So what do you guys think? Like,
well, Justin has an answer.
Oh,
he may
yeah.
be like, I'm getting the Xbox all the way. You know?
Yeah, let's hear your thoughts, Justin.
Yeah, I think I'll end up getting a PS5. But I would like to get it in a limited edition. I'm kind of that kind of person.
Yeah, I know you got the Star Wars PS4, I think.
Yeah, and then I sold that, got the Spider-Man one. That game looks amazing, by the way. And
Yeah, that's a great game.
Yeah.
I just what draws you to get the limited edition? Is it for like collectability or resale value or?
I think it's a little more towards collectability and just like having it stand out in a room. You know that it's a game console, and especially if it's one of your favorite game franchises. Look at it. Yeah.
So aesthetics of the console are important to you, is what?
Yeah, aesthetics. Oh yeah, and I think the PS5 looks sexy. It looks like that.
Well, that's a good foray. I want to know what everybody's thoughts are.
That's kind of our next topic here.
What do you think? Matt likes the
really
cyberpunk
like
stuff. Let's see.
I really like how it looks. It looks like Sony went to Elon and was like, "Hey, we want you to design a PlayStation 4 like you designed a Tesla."
Oh my gosh.
It's the Tesla of gaming consoles.
Oh
look,
my gosh.
Look at it and tell me it doesn't.
You guys are making me not want to buy it.
Don't you just see it like that in like a Tesla red? Oh man, come on.
Matt's gonna go buy Tesla stock. just because he's excited about the PlayStation.
Oh, dude, Tesla stock is up at like 1,200. There's no way I can buy that right now.
Go up.
Buy low, sell high.
Buy low, sell high. Yeah, so I think the PS5 looks cool. I mean, I love when companies will push the boundaries. People are saying the Xbox Series X is like more clean looking, but I think it just looks like a big brick. Like it looks like a PC, which I think from the airflow standpoint, it's probably the most efficient thing they could do is just have all the air go straight up to the device. But I like when companies take risks. For sure.
I mean, I think I don't know. The more I think about both consoles, the more I kind of just whatever about the looks. I don't know. Like like the PS4 was like a trapezoid. I don't know. It's like
Yeah.
or a parallelogram technically, I guess. But it's just like, I mean, the more I think about it, the more I'm like, how much do I really pay attention to the aesthetics of any console? And it's like,
I'm totally with you. Like my
Yeah.
PS4, I keep it right now. It's literally like under my bed, which probably isn't the best for airflow, but it's there, and I'm not one to like display it. It's not a centerpiece in my room. But that was a big issue people were having. Is like, how am I gonna put this huge white futuristic looking thing in my living room? Like it doesn't fit in with the rest of my house. So it does seem like it's a problem for some people, maybe like Justin, who likes the aesthetics of the consoles. So.
I think that's a little overblown, honestly. That's my take on it. I mean, not to like discount those people. I'm sure it's like, you know, whatever. But like, to me, it's like, I just think every console, like, there's just a chance that's going to happen. I mean, it's white and black, and it like looks weird, you know? And the same thing with the Xbox Series X. It's like a rectangle, you know. It's they both could clash with someone's decor, you know.
Yeah.
And like I mean, the PS2 had like a bunch of ridges on the front and was like a bunch of rectangles, and the Xbox 360 was white and like swoopy, you know. Like I just think like it. The more I think about it, the more I'm like, I don't think it really matters to me what it looks like, you know.
Yeah.
I think Xbox is going to have a big uphill battle for actually selling consoles, because now that they have all of their games on PC, like I don't really, because kind of what Riley was talking about, like the only reason he's going to get a PlayStation 4 is for the exclusives. I think that would be the same usually for like an Xbox. Like if I were to get an Xbox, like I wanted to get an Xbox 360 because I really wanted to play Halo, but since I do most of my gaming on PC now, and Halo is coming out on PC, like personally, I don't see a reason why I would want to go and get an Xbox.
Yeah, that was kind of confusing for me when I found out that they were releasing a bunch of games on the PC that were on Xbox. It was kind of strange to me, but I mean, it's an interesting move. It's interesting to see whether Sony will do something similar. I mean, I know they don't have their own like computer, but it's interesting to see how the market will respond to that decision. So, I mean, speaking about the PS5, I know you mentioned PS4 versus PS5. Do you think that backwards compatibility is really a big issue? Something that we hope to see in the next console?
Yeah, definitely. I think a lot of people, maybe it's just like Reddit that's complaining, or like the online community, but a lot of people want to be able to play their games from the PS4 generation and like from previous generations too.
Yeah.
And I think I've read from a technical standpoint and from a hardware or computer graphic generation software standpoint, the PS4 to PS5 is a lot easier to basically export the graphics or whatever, and then the PS3 to PS4. So
Yeah.
I think backwards compatibility is a big issue.
Riley and Matt, you guys have any thoughts about this?
I mean, yeah, for me, backwards compatibility is definitely something I want. I mean, I spent all this money on getting physical games for the PlayStation 4. I would like to be able to just throw them into PlayStation 5, especially like games like Overwatch. Like, I bought Overwatch a long time ago for PlayStation 4, and it's probably one of the only games that I still play, but I don't want to have to rebuy it on PlayStation 5 if I don't have to.
Yeah, and I know like you guys, like, so you said you don't really play many games from like the previous generation, but I pretty much play no games from the previous generation. So to me, backwards compatibility isn't that big of an issue, and I'm sure there are people like me who will only play the AAA titles, who only play, like, I'm a big COD fan, so I'm always going to be playing the latest COD. I'm a 2K fan, so I'm going to be playing the next 2K21. So I know Justin plays 2K too. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And I think kind of going back to if I will buy the PlayStation 5, I'll buy it earlier if it does have backwards compatibility. But if not, I'm probably gonna wait a little bit longer until there's actually like a game lineup that I might actually be interested in.
Yeah, so that's a good transition. So are you gonna buy the PS5 at launch? It seems we're all interested in it, but is it a day one purchase for you guys?
No, not for me.
That's a negatory command.
I think it could be, but we'll see. I'll leave it vague because
Okay.
I don't want to say I'm not going to do it, and then I might do it. You know, I don't know.
I think I'm like a 3-month in purchase kind of mentality right now.
All I'm saying, it just takes one game. Honestly, I'm so impulsive with this stuff. I just like, and like I think just as I get older, the less I dislike certain franchises, and the more I'm kind of just like, you know what, I have a good time playing with this. Like, you know, I don't know. I feel like I'm more accepting of entertainment as I get older. So you know, it just, you know, I could surprise myself. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I know. So I'm actually, my relationship status now is single. So I've been in the dating world. And
I'm glad you brought this up. I'm glad you brought this up because I have to interrupt you
Go ahead.
with a surprise topic. Angelo, you have to rate the dating apps.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
So
which
this
ones,
is a
which
whole.
ones have you used? Because I want to.
Okay, let's go into this then. Yeah, so I have tried out Tinder, and I used to have Tinder like, man, it was like 2 or 3 years ago, and it's the same. Honestly, it's the same thing. I've used
no upgrades.
No upgrades. I don't think. No, not really. I think. Well, one difference now that I realize is that Tinder and all the apps now, they actually limit the amount of times you can swipe right, which is liking someone. So you can only get like 10 likes a day or whatever, and then you have to wait.
They're trying to stop all those thirsty people out there.
Yeah, so you can't just sit on your phone, swipe right like all day long. So, which, I mean, I try to be selective. So the funny thing is, like, you know, there's the profile and then the people have the description. So at first I would go through, like, if she looked like, you know, decent, I would like read through her profile, and then I would make an informed decision. And then I'm just like, at the, you know, like an hour in, I'm like, man, I'm just gonna go off pictures. So I would just swipe left and right.
That's interesting.
But yeah, so I use Tinder, Bumble, and Hinge actually. And
No Match.com.
No. If any of you use Match.com, please let us know in the comments how it is.
We need to know. We need this information.
So Tinder, I probably got more matches out of, but the conversations were kind of just, you know, like, I don't know. A lot of people are on there for casual stuff. And then Bumble, I received, I think, less matches, but the matches I did, almost every single person I had a quality conversation with.
Oh, that's interesting.
And Bumble actually has this new feature where you can sort by traits. So you can, there's a bunch of traits you can like filter people out. So you can search by religion, politics, whether they smoke weed or not, like their activity level.
Wow, that's actually, that makes sense. That's a good feature. So
I think I sorted by religion. I'm trying to find like a nice Christian girl, you guys. So so yeah, actually I did end up meeting someone on Bumble, and we've been going on a few dates, and it was really nice. So
wow, congrats, dude. That's exciting.
Thank you. And I did, about Hinge, I did get a couple of matches on there, but it's I don't know, I feel like it's way too serious. Like Hinge is like you are looking for like a long-term relationship, and I was
it's too intense for you.
It was too intense. Like the way girls would open on there were like, just, it was like way too like thoughtful for me. I don't know. I'm sure it's really good.
You're trying to get thoughtless over here, my boy.
I'm trying to have a mix between Tinder and Hinge, and I think Bumble was a good So
I see.
a
So
good
rank
medium.
them.
Bumble number 1.
All right.
Far.
What's number 2? I could have guessed that.
2 is Tinder because.
Oh, there we go.
There are. I mean, I feel like if I would have tried harder on Tinder, I could have, like, if I really put an effort to talk to these girls, I could have, like, you know, had a good relationship on there. It's just harder because the girls, like, I don't know, I feel like they're just kind of expecting to be entertained. Like, they want you to be funny and, like, tell them, like, a cool pickup line, and, like, you know, I'm not, like,
You're just like, I'm not
dude, I'm gonna be a lawyer in like a year. Like, that's already a big disadvantage
I am dry,
for me.
okay?
That's
like,
funny. The girl, I was hanging out with this girl I met on Bumble last night, and she's like, you know, you're pretty funny for, like, being like a lawyer. And I'm like, oh.
Dude, that's so funny.
She's like, I thought you were gonna be super boring. I'm like, well, you haven't learned much yet, so we'll see.
So just wait, it gets worse.
It gets worse.
You're
It
using
only
up
gets
all your
worse.
ammunition at the beginning just to get her to like you.
Yeah, there
But,
it is. That's
yeah.
like that's
God.
like, have you guys ever been to, like, you know, like a convention or something, and, like, you're interacting with people every day, and, like, you know, you're meeting new people. It's cool. They got a lot of similar interests. I know Justin's been to, like, at least a Comic-Con or 2 or, like, 5.
Yeah.
Or 5.
You can recycle the jokes, and it helps, you know.
Yeah.
It's a big that's a big, you know, if you're trying to get some good openers, you come up with, like, 2 good ones, and you just cycle through them. And I imagine, as somebody who hasn't done a lot of casual dating, I would probably do the same thing.
Yeah.
Just to be completely clear that I'm unoriginal.
So, Matt, I know you have a girlfriend right now, but back when we were both single, man, it was like 3 years ago or something.
Oh man, you guys were jamming. 2 single guys.
I think I convinced you to get a Tinder. So, how was that for you?
So we actually never completed it.
Oh,
okay, I
I
see.
I downloaded the app and made the profile, and we what's the minimum amount of pictures you have to upload?
That was a problem. I remember. Like, oh man, I don't even have that many pictures of
I
myself.
think you needed like 3 or 4, and I had found like 1 or 2 good ones in my camera roll, and then you and I did a photo shoot in our apartment
Just in the
for
hallway.
1 floor, and then
Yeah, that's fine.
just never got around to getting that last one. But it was also right around then that me and my current girlfriend really started hitting it off together. So yeah, never needed it, and so don't
Okay.
really have an opinion of it.
So this is something that I kind of wanted to ask you guys, even off podcast, but we
Oh.
haven't talked about it. So how do your because I know Riley, you have a girlfriend, Matt, you have a girlfriend. So when I was hanging out with this girl from Bumble, she actually came over last night, and she saw my, like, gaming setup. So I have, like, 3 monitors, I have, like, the gaming keyboard, RGB everywhere.
Oh yeah.
And she was like, "Oh no, are you super into gaming?"
She was like, "Oh no, how could you?"
So,
Dun, dun, dun.
I mean, she was fine with it, but I think girls are a
She
little,
was
like,
like, "I hate
skeptical.
you,
They're
and I'll
like,
be okay
are all
for
these
it."
are they gonna take you away from me or something like that? So, like, how do your significant others feel about your gaming habits?
Well, my partner is definitely also interested in gaming, not to the level that I am, but I would say she's supportive of my habit, my hobby. You know, I just got a new racing wheel, which is exciting. I got to stand for it, and, like, I set it all up, and, like, she came in and was like, "This is pretty cool." And then, like, she's like, she's not always interested or happy when, like, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go, like, play Destiny for, like, 4 hours, you know, like, I think she's, like, a little bit irritated when I do that, but I think in general, like, I mean, she likes games, I think she's interested, I'm slowly getting her sold on the idea of getting her own computer for gaming so that we can do stuff together.
Oh, so you're gonna have those dual PC setups, like, on
Yes,
the same
dude.
desk?
Yes.
That's my dream, dude.
When
I get
we
you.
get into our next apartment, I think that's gonna be
Yeah.
the the project that I'm gonna focus on is getting some sort of like IKEA. There's that one IKEA desk that everybody has that they post on like battle stations and stuff, where it like runs really long, and you can like put it on a wall, and it looks kind of nice, but you can fit 2 computers on there pretty comfortably. And I think I'm gonna go for that setup. But yeah.
What about you, Matt? How does your girl feel about your gaming?
She's totally fine about it. I mean, in recent years, I don't play as much as I used to, which I think if I was playing as much as I was while we were in like first, second, and third year of college, it could be a different story about how she felt about it. But
oh yeah, man, all those late nights of Rocket League for me at least.
Oh my gosh, dude, Angela, you haven't changed though. I get on and you're playing stuff like I'll check Discord and I'm like, oh my gosh, Angela's still up.
Yeah, I had a GTA 5 thing going for a while, like last month, because
you were playing a lot of GTA, dude.
Yeah.
Did you beat it?
I did beat it. I was a big campaign guy. I tried getting into the online, but it's just like, dude, it's just too much work. Like I can't.
It's a lot of work.
I can't grind all that.
Anyway, I cut you off, Matt. Sorry, it sounded like you had more to say.
Nah, you're good. But anyways, she's actually played a few like simple co-op games with me. Nothing like super serious, but we played a couple Lego games here and there, and she likes it every once in a while. But
dude, Lego games, classic.
They're a true classic. But she can only sit down and play for maybe like half an hour. Which is nice. It's nice that she'll join me for a little bit of something that I really like to have in my life every once in a while. But then it's also nice to have sometimes with the guys to get on, play some Warzone or a little bit of Rocket League or Overwatch, whatever. Enter game that we're into at any given time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's important in a relationship, right? Like, I mean, at least for me, that like you at least feign interest in what.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't need to be like if I'm doing something, like even like if I'm reading a book, just asking like, oh, how's the book going? Or like, what made you want to read that? Just like questions that like about like, what you're doing with your hobby. I think that's important. Or like even trying to partake. Yeah.
Yeah, I also think it's like really important, especially for us, since I know me and Justin live together right now, but Riley and Angelo, like we're pretty far away from you guys, and so it doesn't make it really easy to like go see you guys, and of course like how the world is right now, like it's kind of sketchy with like trying to make a trip like that.
Yeah.
So like it's really important for me, especially because it's a way for me to really like stay in contact with you guys. It's really cool that we're doing this on top of that.
Yeah, I was gonna say that kind of ties into the purpose of the podcast.
Yeah, because like I don't know if you're still playing COD right now, Angelo, but
I am.
But for me, like I have a really hard time being able to focus on having a conversation while I'm playing video games, because I like get too into the game to focus on an actual full conversation. So this is really cool that we're actually going into like just having like a solid conversation.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, going back to what you were saying about how video games are important in your life, I think video games have been pretty important in my life as well. Not only because it connects us, I think that's a great thing that we all have, but I think video games are like a good therapy. At the end of the day, you come home from work, it's a good way to relax, and I wish more people would understand that. Like at least the girls that I've talked to, I know there are a lot of girls. I don't know how many girls are even going to watch this podcast, but I hope a lot. But I know
Angelo and Justin are single, ladies.
Yes. If you're trying to play some COD, add me, Syntheticdolphin. But I think video games for me at least have been it's been great. I've gone through a lot of breakups myself, and they've really helped me just have something to do, have a nice community of people to be around. So yeah, video games are more than just just messing around. I think they serve a good purpose, and I'm glad we're doing this podcast.
Yeah. Me too, man. Me too. And I think that's true of a lot of people's hobbies. You know,
Yeah.
that's something that I think as we get older, you know, I think people are starting to realize more that like you gotta let your stress out, you know. And I think, you know,
Yeah.
other generations and, you know, other types of people, just depending on who you are, like, I think that's something you have to learn as an adult, right? Like, you got to figure out how you can let your stress out, you know? So I
Yeah.
think, yeah, gaming's a healthy outlet, you know, just like I think, you know, like sewing or, you know, cooking, or I'm
Yeah.
struggling to come up with a good hobby, like playing an instrument, or, you know, I wasn't trying to pick anything based on those. Just came top to mind because that's what my girlfriend's doing right now. She loves to cook. She's a total chef, and she's just started sewing. She really
great.
likes crafts, but yeah, musical instruments, that kind of thing. Even like reading, just getting engrossed, going to the movies, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I know that still in today's age, there's a little bit of a negative stigma around gaming, like it's for kids, or, you know, parents are telling their kids like, oh, don't spend all your time playing that game, which I think it's good to have a balance. But you know, well, at least when I was growing up, my parents were very like, go outside, you know, do something with your life. So, but now it's weird because we have these 12-year-old kids, 13, 14, who are winning like hundreds of thousands of dollars playing video games, and they would never have even had that opportunity if their parents didn't allow them to play at a young age.
It's redefining what a sport is, right? Like,
yeah,
it is. It's true.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where this goes in the next like 10 years.
Yeah. Justin, do you want to give any input on this? I mean, I don't know how you think about video games, but
Justin, what's your thesis statement?
What's my thesis statement? My published
Justin's about to drop some knowledge on our asses.
Drop some knowledge. So, video games, I agree with every single point that has been addressed. Definitely an outlet for stress. And it's kind of just like escaping into you know, like, especially if a game is graphically good, has a great story, you're just sucked up into it. It's kind of like a good book, like, except video game style. Everything's presented, all the information is just presented in front of you. It's great. But yeah, like, video games, I think, have just progressed so far. Like you guys said, 14, 15-year-olds winning so much money. People are making careers out of playing video games. That's amazing. Like,
yeah,
like, it's a fun thing to do, and the more fun things that you can have as a career, like, why not? that's what I gotta say.
Yeah.
Yep.
Totally agree. So, I mean, we were speaking about video games earlier and AAA titles. So, 2K21 was actually, I know you guys, Justin, you're a 2K fan. I know Matt and Riley, you're not. But I think this applies to all the games. So, 2K21 is set to cost $70 at launch for next gen. So, do you guys think this is the norm for AAA games coming out, or how do you guys feel about that?
And I don't know, like, 2K, did they say the standard game was going to be $69.99?
Yeah, so that's for the base model, and then they have different tiers, and they're doing a Kobe like Ultimate or whatever for $100. But
okay, yeah, I could see it. I could see it being just the next gen thing. I don't know why they would do it. I mean, obviously for more money, but
yeah.
I think the parts itself for the PS5, they probably cost a lot to produce.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the margins are on selling a PS5, or like the unit sells, you know, so I don't know. But I do think it would become a new home for games that cost $70 out.
Yeah, I mean, I think it makes sense because, I mean, I know a long time ago, probably like 15 years ago, back in like PlayStation 2 days, I think like the normal price for a AAA game coming out was like $40 or $50, and then when we moved into 360 and PlayStation 3, $60 became the norm. And I mean, like, the value of the dollar does slowly. Inflation is always going on.
We have our market analyst here, Matthew Whitman, who needs stock advice.
But I mean, like, people have been talking about like games going up to be $70 to be the standard for years. I know there was rumors about it for even this generation of consoles. So, I mean, it's kind of a bummer, but like, I can't say that I'm entirely surprised.
Yeah. Yeah, any thoughts about this, Riley?
I don't have any strong opinions on this one.
All right. Yeah, I think, I don't know. I think it's the way the market's going. I hope it's not going to be $70, but that's a good point you brought up, Justin, about the cost of the PS5, which we don't actually have a price, I believe, at this time.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
But
So-
I think people are estimating somewhere in the ballpark of like 500 or 400.
Yeah, 500. I think they're gonna do. Yeah, I could see 500, and then they're making the PS5 without the disc drive, which I actually would be interested in getting, because I don't really buy physical copies of games anymore.
Yeah. Definitely. And
That's interesting. Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
I'm actually a little surprised that you guys would opt for the discless version.
Yeah, there are some disadvantages. Like, for example, Justin, you don't have the full game of COD, but I actually bought COD twice, so I have it for my PC and for PS4, and I wish I had the physical copy because I would totally send that over to you. But can't do it.
Well, also you lose the Ultra. They have the Ultra HD Blu-ray. It's the like UHD Blu-ray instead of just a standard Blu-ray player.
Yeah.
Oh, for the PS5?
Yeah,
Oh, I did not know
I
that.
think. I mean, let me look.
Well, I mean, you can probably stream 4K now. Like,
That's
you-
true. I guess like how many physical movies are you buying?
Yeah, I mean, I have a 4K like Fire Stick, and it looks amazing.
Yeah.
So.
Like, I don't know anybody who's buying other than Drew. or
Shout out, Drew. He actually just sent me a text, said you guys doing the podcast right now. So if he wants to
Drew,
make a
shout
guest appearance,
Yes.
maybe in episode 2, we'll introduce you guys.
yeah, his name's like Dr. Ooh.
Dr. Ooh, aka Gru. Drew doesn't approve of any of these nicknames.
So,
sensitive.
is there a price difference between the disc drive and without the disc drive?
Yes, there will be.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably gonna
Do
be
you know
$100.
what that is?
We don't. Some are speculating $50 to $100,
Yeah.
but we don't. Really
Okay.
know.
Yeah, I want to know what Matt's take is. The bargain finder.
Plus, one difference is, I mean, obviously, since you don't have the disc drive, it's going to be a lot slimmer, and it's going to be more, I don't know, like aesthetic in the sense that it's even on both sides. There's not like a random bump in the console.
Balance.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess for me it comes back to like, am I going to be able to plug in my PlayStation 4 discs and get the backwards compatible? Because I don't know how. Oh man.
I think for me, I'll get the physical no matter what. Personally.
Yeah, I'd like to have that option for the physical
Yeah.
games.
I think it's just like I love anybody who knows me knows that I love Persona, and I have a Persona 5 limited edition, and it's like, oh, what's the purpose of buying limited edition if you can't play it? You know.
Yeah.
Fair.
I'm
Like,
actually.
I know some people collect, but like I like to play and enjoy my goods. So
I'm gonna take a bathroom break really quick, guys. I'll be gone for like a minute, but
oh no, what are we? We're aimless now. I actually really have to pee too, but I'll wait. We'll trade off.
Okay.
It's like a relay.
Yeah,
I mean, I want
I think I agree with Riley. I would like to have the maybe less about having like those limited edition games, but more. I think I'd just like to have it in the case of if I did have a disc for something and not a digital form.
Yeah.
So I guess that's my hot take.
It's your hot take.
Yeah.
All right. Well, while we have the 3 Star Wars fans,
Oh, all right.
let's do this. We were talking about this before, but let's rank personal rankings for the 9 major films. Actually, you know what? Let's throw Solo and Rogue One in there too. The 11 theatrical releases for Star Wars. Let's rank them. Let's do it. Let's cause some controversy.
Let's start
Okay.
with 3. Top 3.
Top 3. Okay, so just top 3 from each of us.
Yeah.
All right. I gotta think about this. Well, let's go around. Let's do it this way. Let's say our top 3 in reverse order. We'll go around and each say 1. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So,
okay.
I'll start. My 3rd favorite is Revenge of the Sith.
Whoa.
Ooh. Okay.
Whoa.
Justin, you want to go next?
Oh, okay. 3rd favorite? Okay. Huh.
I'm back, by the way, guys, just so you know.
Oh, okay.
Welcome back.
Well, you can get
Thank
in.
you.
Have you seen? Okay, so Justin, take a little more time to think. Angelo, have you seen all the Star Wars movies?
I've seen everyone except for the newest one.
Okay.
And I
well
have
then-
not seen the Solo movie that came out.
Oh yeah. Well, let's do this. You're in on this. Top 3. We're going around each saying every rank, but we're starting in reverse order. So we're saying our 3rd pick, then we'll go around to our
Okay.
2nd, then our 1st.
Justin,
So Justin's going.
You want to
Yeah. My 3rd, Justin Ogihara selects.
go?
3rd pick would be The Last Jedi.
Last Jedi.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Last Jedi?
Yeah. Episode 8. I like
Episode 8. He went Last Jedi, ladies and gentlemen.
number 3. Yeah.
Number 3, Last Jedi. All right, interesting pick. I
All right.
respect that pick. I don't
Okay.
agree with it, but I respect it.
I think I'm gonna have to go with Empire Strikes Back.
What?
That is blasphemy. How
Yeah.
dare you?
Fight me.
How? This is what I was hoping would happen. I'm mad. I'm upset. I'm gonna cry.
Dude, yeah. You should be.
I feel like you're not gonna like my top 3.
Yeah, I can already tell I hate them because you've started off wrong. All right, Angelo.
Okay, I'm not.
Get
I
us
don't
away
know
from this man's.
as much about Star Wars compared to you guys, but I will tell you one of my least favorite ones is the one with like all of the CGI like clone people. Oh my God.
He's talking about Attack of the Clones.
Yeah, I did not like that one. So I'd say 3 because I just can't even think of other ones besides that.
Just tell us the ones you don't like. I like that better from you anyway.
I don't like the clone one. Jeez, I liked one. Wait, is that one?
Which one?
Which number is the clone one?
The clone one is 2.
Okay, so 1, I thought it was cool. You know, I liked what the directors did and the producers. Like that was groundbreaking for the time. I can appreciate it. But
Wait, okay, when you say 1, okay, now I'm confused. You're talking about the prequels right now.
oh, am I? Oh, okay,
So,
yeah.
when you say number 1, are you talking about the one with Liam Neeson?
Did
Like
one?
Qui-Gon Jinn?
Yeah, that was kind of weird.
Okay, so that's
Yeah.
a weird one. Are you?
My
Which one are you saying that you like? You like the one with Obi-Wan and Luke in the desert?
Yeah, that was alright. I'm prepared to say my top 2, so if you guys want to keep going.
Okay. Number 2 for me is gonna be A New Hope, the original.
Oh.
Yeah, number 2. There we go.
All right.
Well, you pretty much know what's gonna be number 1, considering my reaction to Matt. But let's keep going.
Me?
Yes.
All right. Number 2 is Empire.
It's okay. It's
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
Number 2 is Empire.
Ah.
See, this is where I'm gonna get a lot of flack because my number 2 is Rogue One.
That's okay. That's
I like
okay
Rogue
with me.
One. That was a
It
good
was
one.
Really,
fine.
Riley, I was expecting more backlash.
Well, I think you rating Empire below it is more upsetting. Rogue One, now that I've had some time to marinate on the new trilogy, I appreciate it because it is the best Star Wars we've had since Revenge of the Sith. So, I guess,
Okay.
you know, I hate the first half of the movie. It's so boring. But the last 40 minutes are amazing. So, that's, you know, I can appreciate that.
Okay.
Angela, number 2.
Number 2, I'd have to go with the third one.
Episode 3.
Yeah, episode 3. I really liked. That was one of the first Star Wars movies I saw.
Which one's that?
And-
Which one's episode 3 to you? I'm still
the
confused if
one
you're a name-
where what's his name? Anakin
Is there lava?
gets thrown in the lava.
Yes,
one,
that
right?
is a good one. That was my number 3. Good choice, my boy.
Yeah.
My brother Anakin.
It's over. I have the high ground.
Yes.
Don't try.
There's so many like cultural references to that movie too. I think it's important.
I think that one is aged better than anybody could have expected.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
So my number 1, big shocker, Empire Strikes Back. It's a cinematic masterpiece. It's gorgeous.
Well,
Everything about it is perfect.
Yeah. Empire is great, but I don't think I don't think it's you can't understand what's going on without watching episode 4.
So that's your pick for number 1?
No, Empire is number 2. My pick for number 1 is Rogue One.
Oh!
That was shocking.
And I think, like, if I want to watch something that's Star Wars, just like a Star Wars story, Rogue One is the perfect movie for it. You can
I
show
see.
anybody.
I see you sneaking in the branding, a Star Wars story.
Yeah. But if you show that to anybody, like, to introduce modern Star Wars to, I think that is the perfect movie. Like, it's basically like Saving Private Ryan, but with Star Wars. It's a damn good movie, I think.
Okay.
The last, like, oh man, the Vader scene.
But this is what I'm saying. Like, I would never want to introduce somebody for Rogue One because the exposition and the way the story is told through the first part is so boring. I love Star Wars. I was bored out of my mind. Like,
I don't know.
like that. If I was to just be like, listen, let's just cut out the story and rewrite the first part, make it like 20 minutes, and then have like the last hour. I think the movie would be so much better.
I don't know. Like, there was just so much action going on all the time. Like, but it was tied into the plot. It's got good pacing, in my opinion, but I can see it. I can see your point. But Matt, what is your number 1?
My number 1 is Revenge of the Sith.
Wow, we got some prequel fans.
Yep.
Not Justin, but everybody else.
All right, and Angelo, what is your number 1?
Okay, so I have to, since we were talking about like other types of Star Wars things, I do want to say I really enjoyed The Mandalorian. Like, I enjoyed that way more than any of the movies I've seen.
Wow, more than any of the movies. That is crazy. I'll accept
Yeah.
that as an answer.
Okay, but I guess if I had to pick a movie, it would probably be dang, I'm so bad with. It's like the one where we see Rey get introduced,
Dude,
and she's like in the desert.
The Force Awakens.
7.
He's talking
7.
about 7.
I like that.
We got
one.
a new.
I know.
We've got a new trilogy entry in this. This is a way more fruitful discussion than I ever could have anticipated. I was expecting everybody to put Empire first. Everybody to have like mostly original trilogy. I knew Matt would put Rogue One in there. But this is like
See,
all over the
I feel
place.
like I'm kind of different than you guys though, because I didn't see these films until like last year. So
That's true.
and then you
That's a
guys
good point.
might have like, I don't know, have the nostalgia from when you were younger watching them. I don't
That
know.
is
I didn't start watching them until
college, right?
until
Oh, yeah.
we watched college.
I forgot about that, Justin.
Yeah.
Dude, if we were going off of nostalgia, I would be Clone Wars all the way.
Dude.
The amount of what was that thing that we would go to when we were in elementary school? Like our parents would trade off who was watching like 10 kids, like every weekend or something.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Oh,
Like-
what was that called? Dude.
I can't remember, but I swear every single time that we did that, we're watching Clone Wars tonight.
Dude.
Every time. I've seen that movie probably like 24 times.
That's a bummer because I would say that's the worst one.
I'd say one is the worst.
Maybe.
Dude, I kind of like one. It's like not because it's a good movie, but I like it.
Okay, then here, question about this. Prequels or sequels?
Prequels. Oh my gosh, it's not even a question.
Because
I have a question
I'm
in
a
my
prequel
mind.
guy.
I'm on
Prequel.
sequels, dude. I like the
Dude,
sequels.
I knew you would be, and I hate you for it. I'm sorry.
Angelo, watch the last movie and you'll change your mind.
That's what I'm
Okay.
on.
Dude, here's the thing. Here's the thing that I got, and without spoiling anything for Angelo, I'll be nondescript. But the sequels mess up the whole arc, and the prequels do not. That's all I have to say.
Yeah.
The prequels reinforce what the original trilogy did. The sequels do not. In fact, they attempt to destroy it. So
Yeah.
that's why I'm a prequel man. Plus, I just love the cheesy dialogue. Revenge of the Sith is better than any of the sequels too. I'll throw that out there.
Oh, yeah.
Debatable.
I would.
Revenge of the Sith.
I really don't
Come on.
like the sequels, except for I enjoyed Episode 8 as
Yes.
a standalone Star Wars.
I
If you were
agree
to
with that.
pick 8 as like a standalone thing, it's great. I love it.
My thing with 8 is the scene where Rey looks and there's like a million Reys
Oh yeah.
is a
Yep.
cinematic masterpiece.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
That whole like the island and like getting some like background on Luke and like why he's upset and like everything that's going on. I wish the ending of the movie was different. I think that's my like the battle scene is sick, but like where they leave it, it didn't feel like they needed to do that. And
Yeah.
I think like
Yeah.
I think like the stage with like the ship that's like escaping, you know, like that's a lame like set piece when you could have so much in Star Wars. It felt very limited.
Yeah, I felt
But-
like the ending to that one really didn't live up to like the 30 minutes prior.
Yeah,
Like
they could. And
dude,
I think that's what they could have done, right? They could have ended it 30 minutes earlier and started the next one. You know?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But-
So Angelo brought up Mandalorian. Have you guys watched the Inside the Mandalorian, like the gallery episodes on Netflix?
No.
No, I haven't.
Okay,
No.
so those episodes are fantastic. They explain like every single aspect of filmmaking, and each one has its own dedicated episode. So like the director, or the plot, the characters, the settings, the technology. They explain all that stuff, and I highly recommend watching the technology.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of behind the scenes sort of shows like Game of Thrones. I liked, even though this last season was not very good, I enjoyed watching like the after episode, like how they made the show and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
The one for the Mandalorian is really good, and I've heard that they are using the same technology for the Obi-Wan Kenobi series.
Dude, I need more info on that Obi-Wan series.
'Cause I heard Ewan McGregor is like possibly coming back.
Dude, I would die.
That would be amazing.
Dude, that would be amazing.
Hello,
Did you guys know? I don't know. Maybe somebody here can confirm the accuracy of this. I didn't know that supposedly Qui-Gon Jinn was the first Jedi to turn into a Force ghost. Apparently,
I
like,
did not know that.
apparently, like, it is a very, like, specific process. Only certain Jedi can, like, partake in. So, like, apparently in the canon, Qui-Gon is the first one to do it. So it's like, that's why it's such a big deal. Like, that's why Obi-Wan's surprised at the end of episode 3 when he's like, when Yoda makes reference that he could still talk to Qui-Gon, it's like, what are you even talking about? Like, they just didn't explain that at all. Like, it's supposed to be like a crazy thing.
That's dumb. They should have explained it more.
They should have. It would have been better because then it's like, you think about it, the Force ghosts that exist at the end of the original trilogy are the ones who learned it from Qui-Gon. Yoda knew about Qui-Gon at the end of episode 3. He told Obi-Wan, and then Obi-Wan, like, commits the act of turning into one in episode 4.
Yeah.
So that's Anakin's connection. They all learned it from each other. It, like, makes it a more, like, concise, thing that you're aware of,
Yeah, Yoda.
Yoda. That little boy.
So speaking about Star Wars, do you guys play the Star Wars games at all?
Well, which ones? There are a ton of them.
I think we should let's get into it. What games do you play?
just laughs. I know you guys all played the Battlefront remakes
Oh yeah,
or reboot.
That was a lot of fun.
yeah.
But we all know the original Battlefronts are like top tier Star Wars.
Yeah, that was the first Star Wars
2.
I played. Yeah, Battlefront 2. I agree, Riley.
That Galactic Conquest mode.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, dude. Days spent.
Were you on PS2?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Me and my sister actually, like 2 years ago, did another round of Galactic Conquest between us.
Wow.
We booted up our PlayStation 2.
Talk about replayability.
Yeah, dude, honestly. And it still held up pretty well. I'm not gonna like, hype it up too much. It's an old game, but it was fun. I had a great time.
Good to hear.
I think if they were to make another Star Wars Battlefront, if they literally just remade the old Star Wars Battlefront 1 and 2 and updated the maps a little bit, I think they would sell like crazy.
Matt, I'm gonna pitch you on something here.
Okay, let's hear it.
I got something for you. On Steam, there is an updated version of the old games.
Is it called Star Wars Battlefront 2?
It's literally it's just Star Wars Battlefront 2. Here, hold on.
Oh.
Yeah, classic. Star Wars Battlefront 2 in parentheses classic, 2005. It is excuse me. It is multiplayer enabled. Matt, you already own it.
Oh, holy crap, I did buy that. I have it.
That's
Yes,
awesome.
Okay.
So we could, I believe it's multiplayer. Like, you can play. This could be something.
I challenge you to a
Galactic Conquest match.
Yes. I challenge you.
All right, I'll buy it.
Down.
We're buying this and we're buying Raft.
Yes.
That's what we're doing.
Do it.
Yeah, actually, I played the first Star Wars on PSP. I don't know if you guys
I also had the PSP version.
Yeah.
I didn't know you had a PSP.
Oh yeah, I got the the original PSP with those like weird like disc shaped things. I love the PSP, dude.
Dude, the UMDs. I have a PS Vita now actually. I replaced my beloved PSP.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. How is that?
But I like it. It's good. I recently I bought it because I wanted to play Persona 4 Golden, and then it came out on PC. So now I'm playing Persona 4 on PC. But It's like a Persona machine. I've got the first 2 games on there. I'm gonna play through them. I think once things open back up, I will. It'll be my traveling gaming. So yeah, I'm
Very
excited
cool.
to utilize it more. But it is like laughable. I kept saying this. Like I bought my Vita to play Persona 4. And then it came to PC before I beat it. And I was like, I should have just waited.
That seems like a common theme for you. Like you'll buy the console purely because there's a game that you want that's on the console. Okay.
Yeah. Absolutely. So, yeah, I got it. I got it from a guy off Reddit. He was very nice.
Oh.
Yeah.
Riley,
So-
I wanna bring it back to the old Star Wars Battlefront. When I brought that over to your house, was that the first team game you played?
No, I had played Splinter Cell actually.
Oh,
I had
okay.
played Splinter Cell. That was my first non-E title. Played it at my grandma's house without my parents' permission.
Oh.
So yeah, that was my intro to violence, and I got a taste, and I never went back.
If your parents are listening, sorry to break the news if they didn't know.
They will never listen to this. Even if I told them about it, I was like, "Hey, you should listen." They wouldn't. Okay, I love my parents. but
They'd
they
go off as soon as they saw the COD gameplay. They're like, all right.
wouldn't. Yeah, they'd be like, "Nah, I don't know about this."
Dude, I've actually seen there's like a grandma on I saw like on Instagram who's really good at Warzone. She's like 60, but she's like making call outs, getting like first place like all the time. It's
Dude, that's gonna be
crazy.
me.
Yeah.
Damn.
We're finally starting to see it, like the elderly in gaming. It's interesting.
I've actually had this conversation with quite a few people. I think retirement homes are gonna be giant LAN parties when we get there.
Oh, yeah.
I'm so down.
Retirement's finally good again, boys. We figured it out.
I feel like when I retire, that might be a good time to go back to play RuneScape.
Yes.
gosh,
oh my
dude.
god, I sunk
Why would you do
so
that?
many hours of
Because,
my life.
okay.
Why would you do that to yourself?
RuneScape is the grindiest game ever created,
Yes.
and I kind of love it for that.
Matt, this is why we're supposed to be playing Destiny together.
That's why I downloaded it. I got my new hard drive and I downloaded it. So
I also have Destiny 2 now,
We
so
can
we
play
can
today, Riley.
Yes. I'm going golfing after this though, so you're gonna have to
Oh,
wait.
maybe we can get a bit tonight.
Okay,
I don't know.
I'm down.
We'll figure it out.
Well, it's 4th of July weekend, so I'm not gonna lie, I will probably be blasted tonight.
Yeah, that's my goal for
Okay.
tomorrow.
That's my goal for every day this weekend.
Solid.
I don't know
Justin
if
and
this
I
is...
got
I don't know
invited
if
to
the-
our neighbor's place to
Oh.
go have some drinks tomorrow.
Yeah, what
you know
are you
your
guys
neighbors
doing?
well?
I'm curious.
I do not have any specific plans, but probably just gonna be chilling. I don't know if there's gonna be any fireworks going on where we are, but if there is, I'll probably just go to the park down the street and just kind of like watch over the ocean. Yeah, I'll probably just be like hanging out, doing what I always do, and maybe a little bit more drinking than usual.
Yeah.
Justin, you little SOB, you're marked as idle on our Discord server, but I know you're online.
Yeah.
Is he?
I've caught him in the act.
Oh, I must have left it as idle, like, as my thing. Alright, I'm on.
It's okay. I always turn my Steam offline when I don't feel like playing with people.
Oh.
I can admit it. We all know Angelo did it on the PlayStation. I'm out on everybody,
Oh, yeah,
including
dude.
myself.
I gotta keep it, on offline sometimes. I just wanna like.
Dude, this is
mess
something that I think is actually in gaming a common social faux pas, or whatever you want to call it. Like, sometimes you just want to game alone,
Yeah, let's talk
And
about it.
It's no insult. It's no insult to anyone, You just want to do your thing.
Yeah, because
And-
I feel kind of bad because sometimes I'll get online and I'll see Matt is on COD.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, do you want to play by yourself or like do you want to play with me? I always feel bad.
You always ask, are you that considerate? If Matt's online, I always just jump in.
Oh yeah, same here. But you know,
Okay.
I feel a little bad
Open
sometimes.
invitation. If I'm online, I want to play with people.
I was
Okay,
gonna say, I
same
think
here.
Matt's the only person I know who, like, if I see, I don't hesitate to like jump on with, like, I don't know. I think like there's always like a little hint of like, I don't know, maybe they just want to be alone. 'Cause you know
Yeah.
what? Sometimes I just want to be alone.
Same.
But I turn my online status off so that I don't give you guys the option.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair
Sorry.
enough.
You're
No,
always
I
welcome
respect
if you can
that.
see me. If you can see me, the invite is open.
Justin, do you
Okay.
ever go offline incognito?
For PS4, yeah. That's why I don't play 2K anymore. Because all my 2K friends, whenever I go online, they're like, "Oh, we need a fifth. We need a fifth." I'm like, "No, I don't want to fucking play."
Yeah, like I don't want to be your stupid fifth. Get out of here.
I'm like, I don't want to play the fifth role, the fifth guy, in a video game, in a sports video game. You know,
Yeah.
like if it's actual basketball, I'd do it. But it's like, yeah, I got some exercise.
Oh man, Justin, I remember when we used to play basketball back
Yeah,
in
You
the
get
day.
to play a
in
lot of
college.
basketball.
1v1s.
1v1
All the time.
Yeah. Good times.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever turned on the setting to appear offline. I don't think I've ever switched that on or off for PlayStation or Steam.
I think
ever.
I think if I played less games, like if I think I was at your level currently, I probably wouldn't either. But I'm always on. Like I'm either working or playing video games for the most part. So
fair.
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, Matt, you use your PS4 for like Netflix, but sometimes it says
true.
that you're playing a game like COD or like
Yeah,
whatever.
dude.
So I'll like invite you, and then you're like, "Oh, I'm watching Netflix." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
I've spammed Matt a few times trying to get him to come play with me while he's watching Netflix.
Yeah. I don't know why PlayStation does that. I don't know why it doesn't just say watching Netflix or something like that. Is it a problem only with my PlayStation, or does it do it for other people?
I don't watch Netflix
I don't
on my
watch Netflix on my
PlayStation.
PS4. I have a
Okay,
Fire Stick. So.
gotcha.
Ooh,
Fancy boy.
Amazon.
I got it on
Fireboy.
Black Friday. It was like $20 or something like that, but it has the Alexa voice remote, so you can just
Oh.
say, "Alexa, play whatever," and it does it.
Oh,
So
man.
it's pretty cool.
You're living that life.
Yeah.
You know, if people are going to be playing this out loud in their house, there's gonna be some,
Everyone's
triggering
Alexas are.
Alexas.
Alexa, play Despacito.
Dude, okay, can I just say something really quick? There's a new game by Mr. Beast that came out recently. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Mr. Beast, or if any of our listeners. He's a YouTuber who does crazy challenges, like he'll get like 4 friends and like sit in a Lamborghini and say whoever can stay in here the longest like gets to keep the car. So he's all about like
super
this.
rich.
Super,
It's the-
yeah, all that YouTube money, dude. I'm trying to
It's
get.
the opulence. It's the opulence channel.
So he released a mobile app where you started at a specific time, and whoever can keep their phone or their finger on the screen the longest gets like, I think the prize pool is like $15,000 or $20,000.
Oh my god.
Wow.
So yeah, it's people have been going crazy over like keeping their finger on the screen. I think the longest was like 3 days straight
Dude,
or something like that. But honestly, for that much money, I'd do it.
Did they just keep their finger on their phone?
Yeah, but I think they're having a problem with like bots because people literally built robots to like keep like a finger like
Literal
device.
yeah,
on the
like
phone.
you could literally do that.
And they tried to counteract that by they make you move your finger to a specific location on the screen every like couple seconds, but then the robots could just do it. So
Okay. Yeah.
But then, like,
What
you
is your
can't
purpose?
sleep.
but yeah. Sorry, I kind of
Like-
forgot where I was going with that. What were we talking about?
Dude, who remembers?
Yeah, who's to say?
Who remembers? Let's talk about my racing wheel.
Okay.
Yeah, let's hear
I'm
it.
just joking.
our
Dude,
No,
I love
I'm actually interested.
racing
I
fans
love
out
it.
there.
Dude, anybody that knows me knows I'm an F1 fan. I can introduce that. I love I love Formula One. It's coming back this weekend. I'm beyond excited. And I like racing games. So I just got this sweet pedal set up. It's the Logitech G920, which has been sold out because of the pandemic. I guess a lot of people are buying them up because they're bored at home, which I mean is exactly what I did. So, I can relate. But I got the shifter, I got the 3 pedal set, I got the wheel, and it's great. I've got it on this GT Omega metal stand that just like folds up, and I stick it behind my computer, and then I unfold it and just plug in the power and a USB from the wheel, and it's set, ready to go. So it's pretty sick. It's force feedback. Trying to set some good lap times.
Does it actually improve your performance in the game, or is this just for like an immersive thing?
I mean, I have like just across generations and consoles and like just across years and years of racing with a controller, gotten pretty good at it. So I actually haven't beaten any of my times with the controller yet. But that's also because like I'm tweaking the settings and like getting used to it, because it's force feedback. So it's like it pulls back, like the wheel will push back on your hands and stuff. And then I'm also learning how to do like the gear ratios manually. So like I have the like pedal shifters for like any F1 cars that I'm racing. So I'm learning like how to do that through corners and stuff. It's really easy like when you're on a straightaway accelerating or when you're braking into a corner, but like knowing like what gear you're supposed to be in as you're going through the corner and coming out, and like also like learning all the braking distances with the like pedal is really different than with the trigger, because the trigger it's like essentially like you just hold it down to get like maximum, but the pedal like you really have to like push down to get the maximum. So I mean there's definitely a learning curve, and I really just got it set up. I haven't had much time to decide to like assemble it while I wasn't working. So the assembly took time into the night, and then I've been playing a lot of Destiny, obviously, so I haven't had as much time as I'd like, but I got close. I'm like essentially the same as in terms of time as I was on the controller. I just haven't like gotten better. So
yeah, I feel like like just talking about the racing genre in general, I think it's a very like, to me, from I don't play racing games, but it seems like a very individual kind of style of gaming. Like you don't really get your friends together and do a race. Maybe some people do, but I mean I don't know.
Yeah, I mean racing is it's changing and evolving. It's tough. I can speak to my personal experience with online racing. Hasn't been good because other people just like crash. There are games and leagues and ways to mitigate that, and like I think if I get better, I'd be more interested in doing that because it's like cool, and like NASCAR had like that series where they were doing online racing with the professionals, which was cool. And like F1 drivers were doing it too, like Charles Leclerc and Lando Norris, 2 F1 drivers, were doing, they had simulation setups at their house, and they were streaming their races on the simulation setup.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was very cool and much needed in the F1 drought. So yeah, I mean, I think online racing will go somewhere eventually, but like I think when like I'm pretty casual, I just do like hot laps and like career mode. And I just want to get better, and like I'm not driving, I don't have a stick shift anymore, and I'm not driving very much because we're in lockdown, so it's like I think it just is like scratching an itch, more than anything. I'm not really like it's not like Halo or Call of Duty where it's like I'm tuning my settings. I want to be better, I want like good KD or whatever. I'm really just like, I'm cruising. I'm trying to like figure things out. I'm just like,
that's interesting.
Like,
that you said that, because I think like since COVID-19 started, at least pre-COVID-19, gaming for me was just about having fun. I was grinding this Damascus grind, which took forever. on COD. But I think after COVID started, like, I would rather play games with you guys or other people because it's like a social thing, you know? Like, I feel like we get significantly less social interaction, and like we crave that. So I think that gaming has really helped with that. So
I totally agree with that.
So I enjoy games that we can all play together. Like when we used to play, was it Titanfall 2 back in the day? We had like a set time for Titanfall.
Yeah.
Those are the days, man, running on the walls and everything.
All we need to get these days going again is Justin to get on PC. And then...
This is true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm kind of bummed that ATX one that you sent me is out of stock.
I know, I just saw that after I looked. I was pissed.
It's a nod to PC Master Race there, if any of you guys are PC fans. I just recently converted to PC. I still play PS4, but as you can see, I'm playing COD right now on the PC, and I'm loving it.
It's better, man. It's better on PC.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just... And I like... I get it. People prefer controller, but I just like... The mouse and keyboard for FPS games is really just... I can't go back, personally.
Yeah, for FPS, I think mouse and keyboard is the way to go.
Yeah.
I think the other thing too is that, like, we're talking about backwards compatibility. I think that's what I appreciate about PC is, like, I can upgrade and my games will come with me. You know, like I just got a new graphics card. I put a 2070 Super in this thing, and it's like I have all the same games, but they look a lot better.
Yeah.
You know, I've got ray tracing if I want it, and then the game supports it. You know, so
that's true.
It just like that's a nice plus.
And in COD too, you get the advantage of a wider FOV, which a lot of console players are hating on PC for having a wider FOV.
I think that's something that we'll see eventually, personally.
In the consoles?
Just everywhere. I mean, no matter what. Like, I think it's just like, it's just one of those things that I think, like brightness, you'll get an FOV slider, you know?
Yeah, I think it should be included. But then said,
I have no idea what the technical, like, I think it works more on the game, so I don't know if it's even possible.
Yeah, that's why, literally, like, why they didn't put an FOV on consoles, because if they gave you that option, the older PS4 compared to the PS4 Pro wouldn't be able to handle the load on the graphics card. So they just kept it standard.
That's why consoles are great, is because, like, the games can be optimized better, you know, for the specific platform, but it's it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah. Definitely. So I kind of wanted to move on to our next topic. So Cyberpunk 2077 is coming out soon. It was delayed. And it seems like they dropped the wall running feature of it. I mean, I know we all love wall running from Titanfall. Do you guys even care about the wall running mechanic, or like what are your thoughts like in general about Cyberpunk 2077?
I think it doesn't matter to me. I think that's and like with all games, I'm a wait and see kind of guy. So I don't think I really have a lot to offer on this topic, but I think for RPGs like Cyberpunk, wall running is not something that I would say I need. So
yeah. I mean, I'm just gonna be straight up. I didn't even know that there was a wall running mechanic in the game.
There you go. We're not missing.
I'm not entirely shocked that it's gone, but to be fair, like going back to Titanfall, like Titanfall just did the wall running so well, and I remember Call of Duty tried to do it in a couple games,
Black Ops 3.
They just butchered it. I couldn't stand the wall running in those games, and so it's one of those things where if you can't match the quality of what Titanfall did, I just don't really want it in the game.
I don't want it.
Yeah. But I also, to be fair, I wasn't really like looking forward to Cyberpunk. It's not really my style of game. I'm not big on the giant open world RPGs.
Yeah, you did mention that.
The only ones in the past that have been able to capture my attention to actually complete the game were Far Cry 3 and Far Cry 4. But other than that, none of them have really been able to capture my attention for more than maybe a few hours until I get bored of them. So
Yeah.
I don't think I'll be doing it.
To me, I wasn't looking forward to it, and then I found out that it's sort of open world, kind of like GTA a little bit. So I'm kind of excited, and it's being produced by who is the author of it, or the
CD Projekt Red.
Yeah, so they have a good track record with games too. So I'm pretty excited for that. So probably will buy launch day. I'm like a big pre-order guy. I don't know about you guys, especially with the COD franchise. I'll always pre-order it. Every COD. I don't even care.
The one thing that I'll say I love about pre-orders is one, you usually get a bonus for free, which is something, and then I also it's like a surprise. Like I'll pay for it and forget about it.
Yeah.
And then it arrives, and I'm like, oh yeah, I paid for this already. I literally did that with Doom. I was like, oh man, I should buy Doom, and I was like, oh wait, I already did.
What about you, Justin? Do you ever pre-order games?
Not anymore. I don't know. I think it was. I loved doing it for Pokemon games back way in the day because you did. And
it's what you did.
People would wait in line to pick up the game the night before. And
yeah. Have you guys ever waited in line to buy a game?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No.
I went with Justin one time.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Spider-Man.
To pick up. Yeah.
Well, it wasn't Spider-Man. It was.
It was Battlefront. The Star
yeah.
Wars PS4.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Yeah, we waited in line at a GameStop. I also did it for the Halo remaster for Xbox 360. I lined up at a GameStop to get that.
Oh.
And then I also did it. Right. I'm a multi-time around man here. I also did it for Kingdom Hearts 3. So.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like with the advent of digital downloads that the waiting in line sort of thing is kind of gone by the wayside. I remember waiting in line for Black Ops 1. It was like a school night. I was out there at midnight, and I got home and just played the game till like 2 a.m. and I was like exhausted at school the next day, but it was worth it, man.
But you were a cool guy.
Yeah, and then I found out I wasn't the only one. There were like other people at my school that did it too. So I mean,
it was an experience for sure.
Yeah, they had like a DJ out there. Like they're handing out drinks and they had like food.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool.
Dude, that's the only reason I went to get Kingdom Hearts physical. Cause like now, and I think it's a dying thing, right? Because it's like Best Buy will literally mail it to you to arrive on launch day.
Yeah.
So it's like you might not get it at midnight. Like you might miss out on a few hours, but like I work now. Like I'm working during the day anyway. Like, it's like there's no reason for me to not get it shipped. But Kingdom Hearts 3 was such a meme at that point with the whole like it was never coming out. I just had to go. And there were a ton of people. It was like a party, dude. Somebody started crying. Like it was like it was an experience. I'm glad I did it, but I wouldn't be surprised if that's the last time I ever do it,
Yeah.
Yeah, that was something I never got to experience, and I don't really know if I feel like I missed out on anything.
That's like, you guys are all nerds.
Well, no. I guess I had a bad experience the first time I like pre-ordered a game, and like because I pre-ordered Halo 4, and I hated it.
Oh no.
And after that, I'm just like, nope. I'm gonna just from here on out. I'm just gonna wait for the game to come out, give it a couple days, hear the verdict on it, and then if I really want it still, then I'll go get it.
Well, Matt, you're a big like value seeker out of the group. I mean, you even had a formula. I remember freshman year where you would calculate like how many hours you needed to play a game to get your money's worth. I thought that was pretty cool.
Dude,
yeah.
That's literally. Did we talk about this, Matt? That's literally a show on Funhouse.
Really?
They would try and play games. The $1 1 hour.
Really?
They try to get the value.
Yeah, I mean, can't remember who it was, but I was watching somebody on YouTube and they had talked about how like if they spend a certain amount on a game, that means like they want to get like a certain amount of hours out of it. And I think that's really like true for me. I don't want to pay $60 for a game and only be interested in it for 5 to 10 hours. So, I mean, in really the games that I pay money for now, I get them because like I really want them, and I usually do get more than the number, the like dollar for an hour out of it.
I respect your rule, and I used to agree to it, but I have changed. I've changed my mind.
Okay.
Because I think some of the most powerful gaming experiences I've ever had are, well, I shouldn't say that because some of them are long, but I like it doesn't. The hours don't necessarily correlate. There are masterpiece games that are long. There are masterpiece games that are short, and I think like certain games, like probably, I mean, I'm not sure, but they may cost more to make, even though they're shorter. And it's like, I would gladly pay $60 for certain experiences, even if they're not 60-hour experiences.
Yeah, I'm with Riley on this one. I mean, if you think about it, when you go to a movie, you don't think like, how long is this movie, and then how much am I paying, and like the entertainment value. I mean, I get where you're coming from at, but like to me, I totally agree. Like, some experiences you can't just boil down to like hours. I might agree with you on like multiplayer, like if for replayability. I know the last Black Ops didn't even have a campaign, so it was like all based on the multiplayer. So I mean, if I wasn't gonna have fun playing the game, if I wasn't gonna play it for a long time, then it wouldn't be worth it. So.
Yeah, and I mean, I would say that mostly it really applies to multiplayer games, because every once in a while I've like bought games on Steam for like a single player or like strategy games, and I mean, I don't play them for the hour for hour, but I think for me it's really like multiplayer games where I want to have that experience, because I don't know, because for me, like, most of the time I'm going to be playing multiplayer games these days, and like there's so many of them coming out. I don't want to just be wasting a bunch of money on multiplayer games that I'm only going to play for a couple of hours. So yeah. I think that's where it really applies for me. But yeah,
it seems like a pretty common problem in the PC gaming community, especially, is having big Steam libraries, but
dude,
never
how
playing
can
the
you
games.
not have a giant Steam library? That's my question. As someone who's late to the PC gaming, I mean, like, I had a Steam account and like I played what I could, growing up. Like old games like Quake were games that I could get to run,
Yeah.
But and that wasn't even on Steam when I was younger, But now, even late to the party, I have like 110 games. I definitely haven't played most of them,
Yeah, that's interesting. I have a question too. Have you guys ever like bought a game and then just like hated it and never played it?
Yep.
Of course.
Like what are your games like that? I'm just curious.
Well, let me check my library.
Oh my gosh.
I guess I'll go first. For me, it was Battlefield 1. Like, I mean, I got a few hours out of it, but it just like wasn't my style. I thought it was gonna be more like Battlefield 4, which I loved, and then it just wasn't.
I don't know that I've actually bought a game that I didn't enjoy playing that I played.
No, I mean, that's good.
Maybe that just means I'm easy to please. I'm not sure, but
I think this goes back to when me and my brother had PlayStation 2s. We would get like a small allowance every month, and it wasn't enough to ever get like the newest games coming out. And of course, like at this point, we were like deep into PlayStation 3 and 360, but we still had the PlayStation 2. And so like every once in a while we like go to GameStop and we would buy games just based upon like if the art on front of it was cool.
I've
And
done
we
that
got
before
some
too.
bad games, dude. We got some bad games. I can't even tell you what some of them are called because I'm pretty sure we like played it for like a half an hour and just like put it away, put it in the pile, and never play this game again.
Yeah.
But I would say that we did that probably like 5 to 10 times. We got some bad ones, dude. But every once in a while when you do that, you get a pretty fun one.
I'm hearing some sounds. I'm loving it. It's making me hungry.
Yeah, and then another game for me was The Witcher 3. I know that's like a game, especially on Reddit, everyone's like, oh, you gotta play this, and I did. Well, I wasn't that big of a fan, honestly. I mean, it's an open world game, kind of like Skyrim. Just wasn't really a fan.
Yep,
So.
yeah.
Yeah.
My game, Skyrim, for sure, dude. Like, 5 minutes into it,
Yeah.
like, you fucking wake up from the, like, jaggedy-ass ride in the back of the car like some bum, you know? And
Dude,
it's like,
the
what
memes from that, oh my god, that have come out of that
there's
scene.
so many memes about that. Like, I don't know, that game just it's just not fun, in my opinion. Like,
Yeah, I agree.
grindy, I don't know.
I think Matt would agree with you, too.
Yeah. I think the first time I played Skyrim, I got like 10 hours out of it. And I think I enjoyed it for that, but...
Dude, I wanted to like Skyrim so badly. And I even... So I got a PSVR. I think a couple of you remember that. And I got Skyrim VR, and I was so excited because you could like play Skyrim in VR, have like fire in your hands. And even then, I was like, this game is so boring. So.
Yeah. Dude, I tried to do the Skyrim VR. My brother got it, and
yeah.
Dude, when you're running around that like castle area, when you have to jump from the tower to that house below, I got like my stomach just turned and I took that thing off. I'm like, nope, not for me.
Dude, that's like why I would want VR.
To make your stomach drop.
Like, I just think those moments would be cool, like where it's like you really can like trick yourself into thinking. Like your like mind gets a little warped.
I love those videos of people like trying VR for the first time, and then they just will like fall over or hit their.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, those are hilarious.
Yeah.
Honestly, I mean, other than racing, like VR racing is actually why I'm interested in VR.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Dude, yeah.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do it as soon as I get a good deal. I'm gonna get in and I'm gonna do some VR racing. But, yeah, I think like as an added bonus, just like I don't know. I think like if I didn't get sick, which I'm sure like a lot of games would make me sick. I get motion sickness, but like I think there would be some cool moments like that where it's like you can really just like freak yourself out a little bit. I don't know. I think that's cool.
Definitely.
I really appreciate Steam and Valve gearing their next games, like setting it up on VR, like Half-Life Alyx. I haven't played it, but every single review that I've read is like, this game is fucking amazing.
Looks amazing, dude. There was a professor or a teacher or something that literally gave a math class in VR on.
Oh my god!
And he wrote all the stuff on like the glass with like a marker, and I thought that was crazy.
Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah, so VR is it's got a long way to go, but I'm open to seeing where it's going. It wasn't for me at the time. I ended up selling my PSVR, just didn't really get too into it, but I'm excited to see where it goes. So
I'm gonna like a proper. Oh, sorry, what?
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, freaking neighbors just hacking away over here, freaking building a goddamn White House. But the VR thing, like I think it's like 5 years out, probably like possibly 10. Like they gotta get the tracking tracking of motion, like motion tracking.
Yes.
Down. And a way for like an omnidirectional treadmill to be super cheap for everyone.
Yes.
Like,
definitely.
That
Do
would
those
be amazing.
exist? Omnidirectional treadmills?
Yeah. They exist, but I'm saying like make it part of the console bundle.
Dude,
So, like,
we're gonna be Wally in a minute.
It's gonna be some Ready Player One shit.
yeah. But I don't know, if you can still walk, I feel like there'd be less Wallies, but once you're able to just sit down in like a little pod or something, then you're done.
What if we just go Matrix and it's like you put on a helmet that like dials into your neural network?
Honestly,
God.
like, have you guys seen that Black Mirror episode? Basically, like every freaking sci-fi show tries to take a take on that from Matrix.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, there's a Black Mirror episode and the freaking what's the Rick and Morty one? Freaking.
Oh, where he's John or whatever? Is that what you're?
Oh, what's his name?
Oh yeah,
Roy.
Yeah, Roy, dude.
Freaking Roy, like, oh, he's taking him off the map. He doesn't have a social security number. Like shit like that.
Yeah.
But if once games get to that point, holy shit, that would be unreal.
Yeah, I think it will eventually, but like.
Oh, it's the
I
one
don't-
where he was like a carpet salesman or whatever.
Yeah,
That's hilarious.
honestly, that joke without the Morty setup would not be that good.
Yeah.
But, like, the fact that like Morty takes it so seriously and is like so disassociated
He's like,
with
my
reality.
family.
Yeah, he's like, so sad and shit. It's like, and then Rick's just like, hold on, let me just pop off the grid for a second.
Yeah. Speaking about Rick and Morty, that was one of my favorite episodes, as well as the where Summer is in the spaceship, and I think Rick or someone tells it like keep Summer safe, and then just deploys like a melted baby or whatever to the cops when they show up. And they all go away.
Dude, that was messed up. You're talking
that's
about enjoying
hilarious.
some messed up stuff right now, dude.
Yeah, I'm into some pretty messed up stuff.
Oh, admitting it on the cast, dude.
On our dating profiles.
Yeah, I'll put it on
Single,
Bumble.
ladies and gentlemen.
Maybe not for long though. I want to put that
Oh,
up there.
that's true.
We'll see. We'll
Let's
see how it goes.
qualify that statement.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, I guess we're just moving on with our topics here. So we recently heard that Microsoft is shutting down Mixer and partnering with Facebook Gaming. So I thought that was really interesting. When Mixer first came out, I didn't even know it was like a streaming platform, and then until like Ninja went over to it. So.
Well, it started as Beam.
Oh, okay. I didn't
It was
know
a
that.
a different platform. Microsoft bought it, and yeah, it recently shut down.
Yeah, it's hard to compete with Twitch nowadays. I'm gonna be honest.
Well, it's interesting just because the streaming's really interesting. I think it's an interesting market. It's
Yeah.
just I was caught off guard when it happened. So
Yeah, people stream for different reasons too. Like some people are
Yeah.
in it for the money, some just want to share their gameplay. I'm more on the latter side. Like I don't really care about making money because I'm not like amazing, but
yeah, I definitely just do it for fun.
yeah, it's just fun. You know, you get a good clip in there every now and then. So.
I just think like the thing about streaming to me is like I just forget so much of what I do when I'm playing games, you know?
Yeah.
It's honestly just kind of fun to like look back every once in a while. Like I'll clip and like, you know, I'll send it to like people like my sister will watch my streams. It's like a good way for us to keep in like connection. I'll send like good plays to my brother to flex on him. Like it's just
Yeah.
like it's a good time. I don't know.
Yeah. I know, Matt, you streamed like once. How was that for you as like a first time streamer?
I mean, I actually had a lot of fun with it. I think I want to try and do it a little bit more in the future.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was fun. It brought like a new vibe to playing the game, I guess.
Yeah.
I felt like I needed to like be entertaining for my what did I got up to like 3 viewers at one point. Was that you guys?
Probably. I think I hopped on.
What a guy, dude. Supporting man.
Hey, thanks, buddy.
Yeah, speaking about watching streams, do you guys like watch any streamers?
I was into it for a while. I want to say like a year and a half ago, I was pretty into watching streams. Like I would go on and watch Ninja.
The Fortnite streams back in the day?
Yeah.
Matt was a big Ninja fan.
Yeah, back when Fortnite was taking off.
Old
I
Fortnite.
did enjoy watching.
Matt was a Fortnite OG, I gotta say.
You were so good at that game, dude.
Dude, and you know what's crazy is just how different the game is. Like,
Yeah.
Yep.
It's changed so much. I don't think I've ever personally witnessed a game so willing to change and like it or hate it, like they really pump out really impressive changes fast.
And I think the reason why is, one, they're still in like beta or whatever, and like two, they don't really owe anyone anything. Like the game is free, like they can do what they want with it. So
yeah, and it's just a total cash cow. I mean,
yeah,
like they're able to like keep making some new changes every once in a while to keep the game fresh. Then all power to them. I'm not a huge fan of it. I like the simplicity of the original one in like the first couple seasons, and I think they started getting a little crazy. But I mean, that's just my opinion.
That's something I was worried about with the new Warzone that came out. I was like, is this gonna be like Fortnite, you know, like fun for like a little bit? But I mean, I'm still having fun with Warzone, and I don't know.
Yeah, that's very true. I really enjoy Warzone a lot. I feel like they need to make some changes to the map. But I mean, they are kind of changing up the dynamic of the game. Like, kind of, they just added that Juggernaut mode.
that was an interesting mode.
Yeah, so I think that's how they're kind of changing it up. Is they're adding different contracts and little different things to spice up the gameplay.
I'd say the changes are not as drastic as Fortnite, though.
No, and I think I have to say that I like that.
Yeah.
Now that I'm actually thinking about it. It would be nice to have like some small changes to the map overall, but I do like how they're really keeping to their roots.
Yeah, definitely agree. Justin, you have any thoughts on Warzone or COD or anything like this?
No comment.
Yeah.
Justin's
I don't know. I mean, battle royale games are fun.
That's actually a question. Sorry to interrupt. Finish your thought, and then I have a question.
I didn't really have. It was like a quarter of a thought. Go ahead.
I just as a poll, you know, are you guys interested in the trend of battle royale games? I'm just curious.
Yes.
Like, do you want more?
I don't know. I don't know if I need more. I need, like, well put together, well tested battle royale games. If that makes sense.
You're just looking for quality.
Yeah. What about you guys?
I don't really know. I think for me, I mean, I think if anything, this podcast has established that I'm, I guess, pretty generally, like, more interested in specific games. So like, I don't know, I'm open to, I don't really have any, I was really curious because you guys play more of them than I do. So I was just wondering if you guys were tired of it or like, you were all about it still, or I don't know.
So you're just talking about battle royale games in general?
Yeah, just any, like, is it a trend that you guys like I love, like, RPGs. I would, and that's like super general, like I am looking forward to my next big RPG undertaking.
Sure.
Like, is that how you guys feel about battle royale games? Or are you like, no, I'm happy with what we got, that's all I want?
I personally don't really care for battle royale games, but if you were to get a person like me to play a battle royale game, it has to be first playable, and like extremely addictive.
Yeah. What I liked with Warzone is they introduced the gulag and they gave you more ways to bring your players back, because there's nothing worse than like dying right away and just watching your squad, just play the whole game. So I thought that was a nice mechanic.
Yeah, that is like awesome. I think that makes people want to keep playing the game.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, having like 200 people, I think changing up the game, the population size a bit here and there.
Yeah, definitely
spices it up. And I think it's a satisfaction of Call of Duty. Just like you point and shoot, and then if you have good aim, you are rewarded with that.
So I kind of want to just run through these last few topics really quick, because I know we're getting to pretty long length. So we have Discord ditching gaming branding in a bid to become a general purpose chat app. How do you guys feel about that?
I didn't know. Yeah, I don't really know how to feel. I like Discord as a... I don't know anything about Discord as a company.
Yeah.
Really.
I like that they were... that they like focused on gaming. I thought that was pretty cool for the gamers to have like a voice chat to use. But it's just like they put in so many like jokes and stuff, like when you're like just like non like professional type things, and I think they're trying to compete with Zoom. So that is it's going to be interesting.
I personally, I mean, I can be a little bit of a cheeseball sometimes. I like the dumb jokes.
Yeah, I like them too, and I think they should stick with it.
Yeah.
I don't think they should try to go where Zoom is, but I mean, unfortunately,
I don't know. It's an interesting proposition. I'd say that I mean, again, like I don't know that I would even recommend Discord, just not knowing enough about them. But like, what they like, it works well. Like, I don't know. That's just like all I know about them is that like this, like we're using it right now. It's clear. It's nice.
Yeah.
It's effective. It's like, it's definitely well advertised. I would say that's like, you're a PC gamer, you use Discord, it's kind of what it is.
Yeah, definitely agree. So moving on to game streaming won't replace consoles or gaming PC. So I don't have a lot of experience with game streaming, but man, I just like, my internet's really good right now, but even then I think I might have tried it like once and there was still some like input lag. So I don't really see game streaming becoming very mainstream until maybe 10 years from now or something like that. Let's see. I guess we'll just skip to the end here. So Riley, you had an interesting question. Let's just finish off the podcast. What music are you guys listening to? Any recommendations for
Oh yeah, I forgot to put this in here. Yeah. What music are you guys listening to? I feel like this is something we don't talk about very often.
I know there's a lot of like new music coming out. I just listened, or not just, Run the Jewels.
Oh yeah, you listened to the new Run the Jewels.
It was good. I did like the one that you suggested better.
Which one did I suggest?
2, I think.
Oh yeah, 2's like a modern classic. It's it totally set them apart.
Yeah, like 2 was good, or 4 was good, but I thought 2 was a lot. But I've just been going back to classics, dude. I was just thinking about this today. My top 5 artists that I would keep going to listen to, just anytime they're on the background. Michael Jackson, Kanye West, Chili Peppers. I guess I have the top 3, not top 5. I didn't think.
Top 3.
Yeah. Matt's back.
Oh, Matt left?
Yeah.
Did Matt leave? I didn't realize.
I don't know.
I'm sorry, Matt.
I'm back again. What'd you say, Riley?
Matt, any music recommendations for the group?
Oh,
That's a yes. You can tell.
I really like RTJ4. personally.
Oh, dude, that's what Justin said.
Dude, it's a fire album. Besides that, I don't know if there's any music that you guys would like. I feel, is it just like my taste in music has gotten like just like all the genres that I like just more aggressive.
Yes, dude. That's
Like
good.
it's like rap. Now I just listen to like like aggressive rap. And then like
who?
electronic music. Went from like chill, like tropical house to now like just like way more aggressive electronic music, and now I'm listening to more metal.
Oh my
Like,
god.
Wow, that's going metal,
Wow.
dude.
So yeah,
I like it.
yeah. There's some interesting music on my. It's an interesting mix on my Spotify.
Yeah,
like,
mine's
playlist.
very varied too. I was like really into rap, as you guys know, for any of our rap listeners out there. Juice World passed away in December,
Oh, yeah.
and I was a big Juice World fan. And he should be releasing his first, I don't even know how to say, posthumous album soon. So I'm looking forward to that. I think it's going to be great. So what about you, Riley? Any music recommendations?
I listen to a lot of music. Lately, I've been listening to a lot of Ty Segall, who's like I don't really know how to describe him. He kind of does a lot of stuff. It's very like mixed genre, but like definitely like in the vein of rock, for sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's really interesting. I've been enjoying his music. One of my new favorite bands is Parquet Courts, who I actually saw right before the pandemic came in, and they're very they're like social commentary kind of like still like post punk is I think what they call themselves. So yeah, very very good. So yeah, that's what I've been listening to, and I've been listening to Freddie Gibbs new stuff. I'm always listening to little Freddie, so he's great. That's rap.
I have not heard of any of these artists, so...
You let's do Alfredo, man. That's Freddie Gibbs.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ah, cool. So, all right. Well, guys, I thought this was a great first podcast.
Yeah, I had a good time. Good.
Yeah, this was
Yeah.
fun.
Sure.
Well, guys, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you have any questions, feel free to send them over to our podcast link or our email link to this podcast account. Will be checked regularly. If you want to hear any topics discussed, we're going to try to put out episodes weekly, right? You guys are...
Yep.
All right. Well, stay safe out there, guys, and I'll talk to you guys soon.
Yeah. Have a good one. Thanks for
All
listening.
right, see you guys.
Adios.